Pie. What a time to be alive.
And this is probably going to be very racist. Bonus! It's the bonus.
Hey, it's bonus.
Hi, everybody.
Bonus here.
Bonus.
Well, welcome to episode 2 of Better Show Month. We're here. I just realized I forgot to promote that on the main, so that's good.
Fuck!
Doing a great job as always with this. Yeah, we're bringing on guests from shows that we like more than our show, and this week we have a guest who has something in common with our guest from last week, Stephen Heck. It's the co-host of Your Kickstarter Sucks and one of the Go Off Kings. Jesse Farrar is here. Hey Jesse, how's it going, man?
Hey gang, how's it going?
Good. This is a very exciting episode because Jesse peer pressured Patty and Eli into turning on their cameras while we record. So I feel very powerful because I'm the only person who has resisted peer pressure, and I'm just audio, and I can see everyone else.
We were punished immediately because we're all wearing similar shirts. So right away,
Yeah.
Didn't feel great about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's something I need to work on, is coming into a room and finding out what would make someone uncomfortable and immediately doing it. So that's something I know about myself that I think in 32 years I don't think I've improved that aspect at all, and I think it actually has, festered and gotten a lot worse. So that's something that maybe during this time period where I have time to focus on myself, I can kind of think, hey, maybe don't walk in and just go, hey, just find the weak wildebeest and just like grab onto it and just like make everybody feel really bad all the time, I don't know. Or maybe I'll just keep doing it, I guess.
I think
it was a bandwidth thing too, because I was like, I'll stream the main app, so it's like, oh, we'll probably get better audio quality, but I don't know. I also just mainly don't want to have to stare at myself drooling in a small window.
Yeah,
I don't know, Jesse. Like,
time.
You're acting like the ability to do that is a weakness, but I think it's a superpower. I think it's a strength. You're a superhero of bullying, and you should be proud of that.
You're suppressing your alpha. You can't suppress your alpha tendencies. That's just who you are.
Yeah.
There's a lot of alpha energy in the chat.
Yeah.
Just walk into a bar, force everyone out of their comfort zone. That's what it's immersion therapy.
That's why I don't go to bars, because I know that if I went in there, I would be the guy getting flung over the pool table or whatever happens in Roadhouse.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
All right, fellas, a smash cut too. Just flying out of the front window.
Yeah.
But it happens to you lots. You do that thing where you just stand up and like brush the glass off your shirt.
Yeah, something that Ryan Reynolds would do in a movie, and you would say, oh, he's both too handsome and too muscular to have this happen to him. That's why it's funny. But when it happened to me, you'd just be like, oh, like he's broken.
But don't forget
that guy.
Ryan Reynolds was also in the movie Just Friends, which asked the question, what if Ryan Reynolds was fat earlier? Would he still be hot now? Turns out
is that the premise of that movie?
Yes.
Yeah. It's
so,
Would it ruin his psyche for his whole life? Well, no need to interrogate any of that. Let's just he's hot now, so he's going to stay that way.
Yeah.
It was sort of like it was presenting this as a big like conundrum where it was like, hey, was it Amy Smart or something?
It is Amy Smart.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Amy Smart, remember your like best friend from high school who was like really fat? What if
Great. So she already liked him. She already thought he was like a great guy. It's well, now if he's hot, do you like him more? Probably.
Yeah.
It's actually. I will say, I enjoy that. I think that movie is really funny.
It is fun.
So
Ryan Reynolds
also,
I feel like he's just
Anna Faris
he's just
is
Deadpool
good
now, but like I didn't. I liked Ryan Reynolds in his stuff.
I didn't necessarily need to know that he had like the full-on Reddit guy sense of humor, because that's like you can see that shining through in Deadpool in a way that it's like, well, okay.
Yeah.
But,
does he follow you on Twitter? Is that why you're saying that? I'm just curious if that's why you kind of...
Is Van City Reynolds one of your followers?
You seem to have backtracked a little bit from the criticism of this
Who,
very
me?
stupid
No, he doesn't
film.
follow me.
No, Patty.
Oh, no, I genuinely do like Just Friends. No, the politics of it aside, no.
But look,
politics of it.
If you have somebody with a blue check mark that follows you on Twitter and they're in a bad movie, you just can't. What do you say about it? You can't say anything about it because you don't want to be.
Sucks.
Well, what
Yeah,
if
you
they
can't,
see that and their feelings get hurt?
Yeah, I mean, how am I going to get hired on to be a writer on Seth Meyers if I criticize? Yeah, exactly. You got to be careful.
That's true.
I don't know. I feel like
You got to delete all your replies for the clean feed.
I get
I'll remember.
that happens to me all the time because I don't think enough about stuff, and then like I'm at a point where people I know are starting to work on shows, but not like premiere shows. So I'll just be in a group chat and be like, "Hey man, that fucking Eliza Schlesinger show sucks dick," and then someone will be like, "I worked on that," and I'll be like, "Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. I don't know what to do."
It's like, well, you were compensated for your time, so
yeah,
that happens to me a little bit, but it's funny when you can tell, like, because we know people that work on some stuff like that, but they're not the people who are really the engines behind it. They're people who are like hired as staff writers. So it's like, I feel like you don't want to say anything bad, but it's also not like the worst if you accidentally say the wrong thing. But like comics that are actually famous or that know a lot of famous people, like they have to pretend so much shitty stuff is good. It's really funny. Like promoting their friends' crappy shit that they clearly wouldn't like otherwise.
You say it's not for me. That's what you say. That's how you get it.
I hear people really like it. Yeah, I hear good things. I can't watch it. I don't have Hulu, but I've heard it's great.
Hey, it's really cool that you guys are out there doing it, though. You know.
Yeah, gotta make sure Chrissy Teigen doesn't unfollow me from me making fun of Quibi. That's really important to me.
Yeah, you just have to be like, I'm so glad you're finally getting the attention you deserve, or something like that.
Yeah,
here's the attention you ordered, like that meme, that great meme that we all love.
Great meme.
I think it's. I really am encouraged. This is now like the second time because there's a Quibi show where Chance the Rapper pranks people, and if Chance the Rapper pranked me, I think I would jump off a bridge. I would just be like, "Oh, good one, Chance the Rapper." Like, why are you pranking me? Go make music. You're famous.
Well, at least he pranks. Don't they prank other famous people, or is it like if he's pranking random people? That's like, all right, I'll fight. Yeah, it's definitely. I think it's just called Punked, isn't it? Yeah,
it is actually.
Oh, it's a reboot.
Yeah.
I think I'm still mad about that.
No new
show.
ideas.
I think I'm still mad about that show with the toothless kid from Stranger Things, where he pranked people by pretending they were getting a job, and then it was.
Oh yeah. Did they ever make that, or did they just announce it and then get slapped down so hard they just didn't make it?
I think it never actually came out. I think they probably just put it back in the. Okay, we found the limit. We found how much he's able to do. That's it.
Yeah.
Turns out being involved in the imaginations of a rich child is not funny to people.
Yeah.
Like you make them see if they displease you, you make them go out in the cornfield. That's people love to watch things like that with the little kid.
My kids actually did start watching Richie Rich, which is not the film, which stinks obviously, but the show. There's a show, or there was a show like on Disney or some Disney adjacent network or streaming service or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. They just turn the TV on and I walk away. I don't care what they do, but I did have to put my foot down on the Richie Rich stuff because it's really vile. It's actually really quite nasty. The McDonald's in the house was like a funny thing to think about. Well, how do the people who are the people coming in his house and buying McNuggets? Do they throw all the Sprite away at the end of the day or whatever? And then you see the show where like the concept is stretched out over dozens of hours of like a snotty little kid doing stuff, and then my kids are thinking it would be cool to do that, and my oldest, who is now 8, did a little thing where she had these little paper flyers because I guess at this age it's really important to write stuff down on a piece of paper and put it around the house. And
we've talked extensively about how you have to have treasures. You have to create and find little treasures.
For sure. And she had all these little papers, and it was like, you know, it was like she was running for office or something. I don't know what the office was, or if it was president or, you know, whatever it was. And she had like these various things like, I'm going to fix all of this. I'm going to fix all of that. These are my skills. And then the very last one was, I'm really rich. And I was like, well, I mean, you've definitely hit on something that's like an insight about the world we live in, but it's also not something I want to encourage. So you don't have my vote, you know, so kind of hurt your feelings.
Can't in good conscience vote for you now that I know this about you.
Yeah.
That's so funny though, because
the learning
like,
experience.
She's going to donate a bunch of money to the super PAC though to help get the right person elected.
That's so interesting though about Richie Rich, because it's like kids watch a thing on TV and then they play pretend as that thing. You know, if you're like when we were kids, you'd play Power Rangers or something like that. But if the conceit of what they're watching is just that a kid is rich, and you're like, let's play pretend as I'm rich, and you're just like acting like your sibling is an exploited McDonald's worker that works in your house that you pay minimum wage to, and that's your playing pretend.
The magic of imagination sort of dissipates after that point. You know, not as educational.
It's not
my sister, when she was a little kid, used to play post office with my grandpa, and that was just an excuse for her to like be surly as an employee. You know, like she would just be like,
rules.
"No, you didn't fill out the right form" or whatever. It was just like, you know.
I was an only child.
That's classic grandpa stuff.
I was an only child, so I used to play Go to the Attic and post on the Magic the Gathering forums. Did you guys ever play that?
As a toddler?
Yeah. Banging on my big Fisher-Price keyboard to talk about, unbalanced cards. I don't know. Well, have you heard the theory that Casper is Richie Rich after he died and he doesn't have any of his memories?
Right, yeah. That's
sort of they're certainly the same. They're certainly drawn the same, so that definitely tracks.
Neither of them are the most disturbing person in that kind of universe, which is 100% Baby Huey. If you guys remember the giant duck that's also a baby?
Very unnerving. Very unnerving.
Is that also the Jabberjaw universe as well, or is that that's Hanna-Barbera? That's not Richie.
Hanna-Barbera.
Or is that Richie Rich?
Right.
Richie Rich was comics. Yeah, it was Harvey Comics was the name of it.
Okay, he's in the Archieverse, right?
The Archieverse.
I think he is in the Archieverse.
I think that's right. Yeah,
which is now a sexy show for teens, right? Aren't these all sexy shows? The horny shows on the CW for 7 seasons.
And Riverdale has demons in it now. I think it went full just like.
I remember the big thing with the first season of Riverdale was like. When is Jughead going to eat a burger? Because that was his only thing was that he loved burgers. And then it was hot Jughead, and I think they kept teasing that he would have a burger at the diner, and then I think he finally did eat a burger.
Yeah, the same
thing.
The
season finale.
All the people on Tumblr could draw him making out with a sexy burger or whatever. I don't know, whatever.
The same thing happened with sexy J. Willington Wimpy in the Popeye reboot that they did on the CW.
Yeah,
doing
Popeye
the fingers
for
thing.
hot teens.
Yeah, I would love to see a CW version of Popeye.
That's not bad, actually. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Just Cole Sprouse with massive forearms being Popeye.
Wow.
Yeah. And Wimpy can teach kids about the time value of money,
Yeah.
Hanging out at some cool teen after school that just serves cans of spinach.
He's all
from the 70s
I'll
show.
gladly Venmo you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
That's
the
really
writer's
good.
room. You'd make $1 million. Yeah.
Wow. Kids are loving this. Let's get up a writer's room Zoom right now.
When it came out and it was bad, I wouldn't say anything about it either.
Thank you.
It's really cool that she's out there. She's doing it.
You'd be like, these guys work so hard. I'm so glad they're finally getting a paycheck.
Yeah.
Good for them.
If you don't like it, you make a TV show. It's if it's so easy, you do it.
Yeah. It's tough it's tough being in high school, especially when a sailor keeps stealing your wife.
All right,
your lanky wife and small baby.
Shall we do numbers?
Oh yeah,
sure.
Let's number.
We have some bonus stories for Jesse today. I can't remember who goes first.
I believe it's me. All right, so number 3. Number 3 is we're living in a time where, nobody can go anywhere. Nobody's supposed to go anywhere. Everything is supposed to be socially distant. And so there's a pizzeria in Arizona, Venezia's Pizzeria, that has a little pizza delivery robot. They teamed up. It's in Tempe, Arizona. Teamed up with a company called Starship Technologies, which seems like maybe overselling what they're making if they're making pizza delivery robots.
This whole thing is very YKS to me. This robot.
Yeah, it looks like he looks like a cooler with wheels. Here, I'll send a thing so you can see the
Get
banner
that
image there.
Hot Tempe style pizza.
Because the main, if you had said pizza robot to me before this, I guess I wouldn't have had anything in my head except for the Domino's thing that they were doing. Wasn't it Domino's that had the we'll cook the pizza in the van on the way to your house, and it was a proof of concept, but it's not robotic, but it's very close, right? Isn't that, wasn't that a thing?
Yeah, and that was like straight out of Snow Crash. That was like very like, okay, this is just true cyberpunk, like the pizza's on the freeway being cooked while the guy's hacking the mainframe or whatever. Yeah.
Well, Eli told us about the 3D printer pizza.
Yeah, the pizza machines.
It prints a glitched long pizza. It's not a circle,
it's
which is very funny
long
to me.
Pizza.
Oh,
there's one. I guess they're probably trying to roll them out, but there's one in Union Station in DC. It's like a vending machine for pizza, but because of limitations, it just prints you out like a long ass pizza that I guess you eat with your fucking Google Glass on or whatever you're doing. But it's just like it doesn't work. It's shitty because it's directly in front of a fucking Bojangles. It's like, who is not going to go to Bojangles and instead is going to get the fucking Elon Musk pie or whatever, you know.
So I kind of like this little robot. Like, he's like a little cooler on wheels, and you put all their stuff in there, and they just drive him over. It's very funny to look at this. It looks like almost like a Fisher Price because it's got those big ass wheels type deal. But you compare that to like bomb robots in movies from like 20 years ago that cost like $15 million, and they look like less sophisticated than this. They're like they're made out of like Kinects or something, and this is actually like. So
how far does he go? This robot, is this like bringing it to you in the? Okay,
he's got a half-mile radius, which is not great for Arizona, which I'm made to understand is pretty spread out. So I'm not sure. They need to probably up that in the future.
What are the chances I could drive by this robot rolling down the shoulder of a highway? That's what I'd like to see. With a little bindle, all the pizzas in a bindle.
It's a matter of time before this robot just gets completely just destroyed by somebody, right?
It's going to get vandalized.
Yeah.
The height and size, you could just absolutely punt this thing. You could just kick it into the gutter, no problem. Be easy. It's like a little pumpkin.
It does look like... It looks very tempting to try to drop kick, I will say.
I'd say, I'm not thinking of stuff to do here, but you could definitely, like, stop the robot on its way, open it up, use it like a toilet, and then send it along. That would be a funny little treat for somebody.
It is the right size.
Yeah.
Just make him talk. No, I'm trying to help you, please.
These robots are fake, right? Aren't these the ones that they do for like Uber Eats and stuff where there's like somebody wearing a backpack, like walking 10 feet behind them that's actually driving them with the little remote control? Isn't that what this is still? Or do you think this is real?
They just go into parks and get the weird RC car guys, and they're like, do we have a job for you?
Yeah.
The first person ever to have a job for you, but we have it.
Finally, your skills. This is the day you've been waiting for. Your skills have finally come in handy.
I mean, if it is if it is just like they wheel him up like from the back of the van or whatever, I guess that still does serve the purpose of the social distancing thing. But it seems like
it is effective. It's just not what I would call a robot. Is the issue?
It says here, at least on this is a Fox local news like thing, so I have no idea. There's not a ton of detail, but it says the way it works is an order comes in from a customer, a robot is activated. So I imagine there's just a rack of them, like Iron Man suits, and like the lights turn on in the eyes. Then an employee sanitizes. Yeah, they sanitize the inside and outside, and they place the pizza in the robot, and then it just goes within a half mile. They just wheel it out. So,
but But how is it being navigated? Like, I feel like there's probably human interaction here. But I do, when they say activated, I do like thinking about them all lined up in a helicopter, like strapped in with like parachute packs. Yeah. And then when they're activated, the door just drops out and they all just drop.
It looks exactly like Master Chief from Halo. They get fired into the ground, shatters the street, and then the door opens.
The chef is tossing the pizza, and while it falls, the thing coalesces around it like Iron Man being caught by the suit. It's like the exact same set.
It's Iron Man.
Master Chef. Thank you. Thanks. Thanks so much for everybody. Been removed from the call again. Have to keep rejoining.
You're glitching out. I don't know what's going on there. It's weird.
You guys should turn your video off. Sometimes it helps with the bandwidth, I think.
Yeah. You gotta control the bandwidth. It's very, very calculated bandwidth caps here that we got going on. Yeah. I just, look, the thing is, I feel like any type of robot you make, there's a certain line you cross at which, like, there's, like, this natural human response to just want to beat the shit out of it. Is that crazy to say?
I mean, I definitely feel like this particular robot is asking to be vandalized because there are a lot of like white, because it's, it's that like minimalist techie kind of look. So there are a lot of blank white spaces that are just begging for someone to scribble a tag on it. You know?
Yeah. Because it's like close enough where you're like, I feel like I'm really fucking up this robot's day, but I know that it can't feel. Just really knock this thing for a loop. It's like that. What was that? We covered that story once. Where was some tech conference where they unveiled a sex robot and then everyone broke it because they fucked it too much and they had to like stop the.
And that
I
sounds
can't
like
be the only one who
do.
remembers. Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah,
That was
were like-
Pinocchio's origin story, I think.
they just
I don't-
plug him in and have him tell lies.
I don't want to destroy robots unless they have an evil purpose. You know, like the what is it Boston technology? What is that one that does the one where they can like ski down hills and like fire a machine gun with pinpoint accuracy or something? Those are the ones I would like to trip or the big like Wall-E looking robots that hover outside of malls in the Bay Area or whatever that somebody pushed into a fountain or something. Yeah, those. I mean, I would like to destroy those because their intent is evil, right? But the pizza bot. I mean, look,
He's just trying to bring pizza.
I can
just trying to
coexist.
help.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I
it's
guess like we've talked about this before, but it's like anytime there's a new robot, I feel like you have to envision it with a gun. Because that's like its ultimate end, like possibility. And I feel like the pizza robot could not effectively wield a weapon against me. All it could kind of do is run into my shins, which would not be great, but I don't feel it is malevolent.
It's when you open the pizza box, there's a gun in the middle pointing at you, poking through a hole in the bottom of the box.
It's at a perfect 140 degrees too. You know.
I like that the Boston Dynamics people, they like. It's almost like they realized immediately that everyone was going to want to beat the shit out of their robots because the first thing they taught them to do was like, you can't trip them. We taught them not how to get tripped. Now we're giving them guns. Now. Yeah. They're like,
We've employed anti-bullying technology in them. You can't fuck with them.
We've made the robot everyone's always wanted. A deer with no head that can't be stopped. Check it out.
It automatically removes any kick me signs attached to its back. It has anti-bullying protocol.
It has a sign sensor. That's the great war of our times, is bullies versus robots.
If we could finally put bullies to positive use in our society, that would be wonderful.
Yeah. Just attempting in vain to give them a... Is there a better name than Indian burn? That's probably not allowed anymore.
I can't say that.
Crunching their metal, the aluminum.
Yeah, just
wrinkling.
hawking spitballs at it, just getting stuck to it.
I was going to say Native American burn, but I don't think that's better.
I think
I
that's
don't know if
actually
that's
going
better.
the wrong way with it. Yeah.
That's like explicitly associating it with a group of people as opposed
Just
to
like
a slang
giving
term.
it that thing where you twist on someone's forearm. There's no name
I don't
for
want
it
to
now.
I'm gonna Google.
I don't
want
want
to
to claim any credit from the proud tradition of twisting someone's arm that was developed by the native.
They do it out of
people.
respect for the proud warriors. It's like the Seminoles. It's the same level of.
Yeah.
Is there? Okay, I found a FAQ, like a forum for teachers.
A forum for bullies.
Teachers are like, what can I call this that I won't get in trouble?
Lately, the losers at my school have been getting stronger underwear waistbands. How am I to break these? Anyone have any tips? Feel free to
Anyone
DM me.
dealt with these new elastics? Apparently, there is a Wikipedia list called "List of School Pranks," which is pretty good. But apparently, so there are a number of names for an Indian burn in other cultures. The main one is Chinese burn, so not a good substitute.
That's a lateral move
especially not now. Can't do that.
Yeah.
So in India, they call it buffalo skin. In Canada, they call it a snake bite. So those are both
That's
fine.
one of the best. It makes sense that Canada was like, well, let's call it. We can't go crazy.
This is a really funny one to me. In Hungary, they call it policeman's glove. Just like...
Oh, interesting.
That's very silly to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounds like an extremely poorly translated term.
Yeah, interesting overlap there between bullying terms in different countries and fake Urban Dictionary's sex acts.
Yeah. That's policeman's glove sounds like some forbidden... it sounds like something they would do in American Pie, which we were just talking about on on the
Give her
main
the old-
episode.
That reminds me
Policeman's
of
glove.
one of the better euphemisms for masturbation I remember hearing was roughing up the suspect.
Oh, I hate that. It's awful.
Fantastic.
Turning off the camera in the interview room and just getting answers the only way you know how.
Yeah. Give me 5 minutes alone with the suspect. Scratch
I'm the bad
that.
I'll
cop
have to
in that
erase the
situation.
tape after.
I'm the bad cop, just absolutely roughing up. Dick has a black eye just on the tip.
Good grief.
Just demanding that he give up where the jizz is. Thank you. Working a little blue here on this one. It's weird, huh? It shouldn't be happening on Easter, but here we are.
Yeah. Who are you
Oh,
jerking
shit.
for? Thanks again.
Hey!
Bandwidth problems yet again. Strike. Yeah, I mean, I've always stuck with Jesse. You can use this, around the house if you want. I've always thought that the best euphemism for sexual acts is smacking wets. Have I made that clear?
Okay, and you're in your imagination, I'm deploying that around my kids so they don't know what I'm talking about with
Just
my wife.
using that around the house.
Yeah, if you want, hey, why don't you watch Mickey's Explorer Club while I go smack wets?
Yeah.
You can spell it if you want.
They're actually pretty good at picking up subtext, so I think maybe that one would not be as good.
It wouldn't work.
You don't want to hear that one on the school Zoom either. That's no good.
Yeah.
That's going to get repeated.
Yeah.
It's like, what,
I would. That's the best part is like the confusion of a teacher or something. Like if they do reuse it at school, and they're like, "Hey, so I think your child is being inappropriate, but also, even an adult saying this would be bad." I have a lot of questions about every facet of this. Really,
it's like your son said he liked the way I'm put together, which I don't know where that came from. Is that like an older uncle or something? It's very unusual. But it's definitely inappropriate regardless.
Well,
yeah, my dress rode up on a desk, and your son put his fingers in his mouth and did a whistle, and then took out his tongue, put it on the desk. Both of his eyes popped out. We just wanted you to come in and talk to him if possible.
Well, it really sucks. The problem of how to explain to my kids how much sex I'm having with their mother, continues. I don't know if we're ever going to cross this bridge, but.
Yeah. You kids would not believe the amount of sex I'm having with your mother.
You wouldn't believe, but I need to make it clear to you, regardless.
I have to be honest with you. We always said it's like, honesty and just deciding not to share something are not incompatible.
Yeah.
It's like, no,
Nope,
we
there
have
are
to
no
tell you
secrets
everything.
in Jesse's house.
It's
Yeah.
like liar, liar. You have to say it if you think it. That's what the truth is.
How was my day-to-day, kids? Let me tell you about it. It was pretty good. You would not believe, go into that.
Yeah.
Should we number it up?
Yeah,
Let's do
Go
it.
to the next number. Okay, the next number is, this is from Illinois. It's from Yahoo News, which I think is probably bankrupt now. I don't remember, but it feels like it.
Aren't they owned by like Verizon or something, or Oath? Is that them? Is that the one? Is that Yahoo?
Everybody
Yeah.
owns a piece of something else, and then it's all going to shatter in probably
That's
2
good.
weeks. Yeah,
Yep.
seems good. So this is from the mayor of a small city in Illinois. He ordered police. There's a stay-at-home order, and so he told the police, he's like, go out there. Any parties that are happening, any bars that are trying to stay open, the police will show up and break it up. That's what we're going to do. Everyone take this seriously, please. I'm the mayor. This is a direct transcript. Says, so this is a
Truly
quote.
a person whose authority is universally respected. The small town mayor.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Governor J.B. Pritzker, or a pillar of the community, says, this is a quote, these are very serious times, and I'm begging you to please stay at home. Parents, please keep your kids at home. Doing so is vital to our health. Then, on Monday of that week, they found his wife at a party. Police went to went to a bar, walked in, and his wife was in there partying
Wait, the
it
mayor's
up.
wife, right?
The mayor's wife, yes.
Just yucking it up.
She was just hanging out with her tennis instructor at the bar.
Yeah.
Honey, you said it was a private lesson.
Yeah. I wondered
didn't
why
say
you kept
this.
taking ski lessons in Illinois. But, so they go over there. which is also this bar has an extremely strange name. They broke up a party at Hiram's Tavern, Hiram.
That's Hiram.
Hiram's Tavern. It's still very biblical and strange to call it Hiram's Tavern.
I just want to say I think it's normal. So just in case anyone's listening to this who thinks that's normal, I just want to say I agree with you. It is normal to call something that.
Yeah.
Jesse is not a coastal elite. There's Hiram's Taverns in every small town in America, and he stands with you.
Yeah. Go in there and meet a nice Rivka, an Avraham. It just feels very biblical. He said, my wife is an adult, capable of making her own decisions, and in this instance, she exhibited a stunning lack of judgment. She will face the same consequences for her ill-advised decision as the other individuals. So their marriage is good, I think, is basically the message of this article.
Reading
she will
between
pay the
lines
price, which is no price.
Yeah, that's... I'm trying to think if I've ever made my wife pay the price. I'm not coming up with anything that's ever happened to that effect.
Have you ever made your wife pay the iron price? That's what...
Let's see.
I love to make a statement to the local news media about my wife having made an
and
error
her
in judgment.
ability to make her own decisions.
We're all here today to discuss my wife.
Yeah, I think anytime you can go on
adult?
record, you have to go on record and say, "My wife will get her just desserts after all this." That's good, just to establish the pattern of behavior early. That's smart.
I ensure you, my wife.
Hers.
My wife will not go unpunished. Andy Capp here with a statement. My wife will not go unpunished.
Yeah, they woke the mayor up. He's laying on the couch, and he had a few things to say. We will be rolling around in a dust cloud with little hashtags and swirlies and various curse symbols.
Does the mayor's wife enjoy a position of privilege? This is a legitimate question. I don't know that I understand the local political dynamic of being a mayor's wife. Do they walk around like they're like big?
I think
they're a big deal.
I think in a small city they could. Like I can imagine them sort of getting like a discount at a couple places or whatever. Because it's not like...
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if it's a huge city, I mean, probably then too, but I feel like if it's a small city, it's like, oh, you're the, they don't give a size. I'm trying to find...
They said it's a small town. It's not like in a small town there's like a mayor's mansion that they live in or something.
Right.
It's just...
It's it's Alton, in, what the fuck? Alton, Illinois. It's a city of 26,000 people.
Okay, mid-size.
Yeah.
I feel like I think that the privileges of the mayor's wife solely depend on how much of a pain in the ass the mayor's wife is. If she's
100%.
running around saying, "Do you know who I am?" she's probably getting some discounts.
Yeah,
I was going to say, like she's probably not like if she gets mad about getting parking tickets, she probably can get away with it. But it doesn't mean that like by default everyone's like dropping to their knees in front of her to like genuflect. Probably.
But if this mayor's wife is going to parties during coronavirus, I'm guessing she's probably the pain in the ass mayor's wife who's getting rid of her parking tickets.
Everything about, because it says that they broke up a party at Hiram's Tavern early Sunday, which I would assume is like 1 or 2 a.m. Sunday.
Yeah.
Like
she's blowing it out, this lady.
Yeah, but it's like
wild.
I don't know how this mayor is able to pretend that he like doesn't know. I mean, I guess maybe he's working or something, but it's like. It's like, hey,
this guy can't even control his wife. He's gonna run the town. I don't think so. Pal.
I don't know. It's just weird that he doesn't like that. He'd be like, who knows? She simply leaves our house at 10 p.m. every Saturday, and then I never see her again until the following Friday.
She goes out every Saturday night to commit certain deeds, and then returns home.
Yeah, I was told she was going to girls' night. I was under the impression she was viewing a second run of Magic Mike XXL. That was proven to be incorrect. She was at Hiram's Tavern, everyone's favorite biblical-themed bar in Alton, Illinois, which apparently is normal. Hiram's Tavern, I guess, is a chain.
I think it's really nice. We have one here. Of course, with the shutdown and everything, it's been really hard. But I've been trying to go in and just get some of the normal stuff we get from Hiram's Tavern just to go. So any of the normal things that you would get there and eat, just think of them in your head and like rotate them in your mind. And that's sort of what I'm doing when I go by. I get like a basket or a box or other container, whichever one is most normal for them to use there, which I accept wholeheartedly. And I get that to go. And it's really nice bringing it home to the family. And they say, Pops, is that Hiram's Tavern? Of course it is. You kidding me? Obviously. Who can mistake the smell of Hiram's Tavern for anything else? This is our favorite meal.
I brought all your favorite items.
I brought home some meals and items and other assorted items for you.
Great tip, too, for anybody that's kind of, finding themselves pretty bored during quarantine. Rotating items in your mind. Yeah. Pass the time.
Absolutely.
Like you just acquired it from after a boss fight or something, and it's just like, what's this item? You just get to kind of roll it around in there. It's nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
really
man.
Cool.
Just roll it around, look for switches, look for secret switches.
Speaking of, per our conversation on the bonus last week, I got Phoenix Wright. I started playing Phoenix Wright. A lot of rotating items in that. In that game. So many items to rotate.
Yeah, apparently in Japan, according to Phoenix Wright, a lot of lawyers do all of the investigating of their crimes.
Yeah.
Interview people constantly. But the game is good.
I don't know if the strategy in Japan is the same over there, but from what I can tell, the best way to be a lawyer in Japan is to just show every person you meet all of the items you have.
Yeah.
And just see how they react.
Have you seen this map? Yeah. It's like, what is it?
Here's my badge.
Yeah.
So there's no attorney-client privilege in the Phoenix Wright setup there. It sounds like that's not a
no.
I think it would be hard to maintain with everyone sliding into your office at all times on the side of the screen.
Everyone in this town is my client now. I don't know how I can do this. Are you a defense attorney? I really don't know much about the game.
Yeah,
That's
you're a
what
defense
yelling
attorney.
at.
You're a defense attorney because to be a prosecutor in the world of Phoenix Wright, you have to be like lightly coded as flamboyantly gay.
Yeah, you have to have a cravat, and when you make a point, you have to bow. That's what all the prosecutors do.
So you're just like an obsequious civil servant. That's like what prosecutors are, basically. Nasty little guys. Okay, well.
Look, Phoenix Wright needs to exist just for the fact that someone has created a sprite of a lawyer tapping a piece of paper. Like he's like tapping.
It is very
good.
good.
Here. Yeah. Phoenix Wright is very good game.
I like it so far. But yeah, I don't know how correct it is because like you learn a lot of information when like a cop tells you that you're not allowed to visit a witness, and then you're like, great, now I know about this witness, and then you immediately go visit them.
Yeah, most of the people, it's good that it has a lot of the people in positions of power are like complete idiots. The judge and the head detective of the police. In fact, I think there's like, you meet a cop in the first game and you're like, this guy's an idiot. And then the next game, he's like, I'm chief of police now. And you're like, sure. Inspector Gumshoe.
Inspector Gumshoe, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I find that really hard to believe that somebody in a position of power would be stupid. That's really
how do you get there?
I turned the game off. I found it, offensive.
It's unrealistic.
Yeah.
Jesse, you getting any Hattie B's down there? Is they doing any kind of situation, or what's the deal?
Well, I'm not really getting a lot of, except for Hiram's Tavern, I'm not really getting a lot of stuff to go. There have been a few things that have come by. Like there's been a barbecue truck that came by, was doing the food truck thing like in our neighborhood, and I think that was good. But I think it throws into sharp relief, and this is not to say don't go support a local business, which I think everyone should, but it does throw into sharp relief like how much more expensive it is to eat out than to just eat shit in your house that you don't like.
It's very true.
Once you get over the hump of not caring about what you put in your body anymore as long as you stay alive, then you just say, well, I don't ever have to eat out again because I no longer derive pleasure from food. So there's actually really no reason for me to pay $10 for a barbecue plate with some corn cakes or whatever when I could just eat like a handful of goldfish and go on about my day. It's really no different. I don't care. So
That is a very good life hack, is to just stop deriving pleasure from food. Just become totally anhedonic, and then everything is a lot more efficient.
Yeah,
just turn into the Terminator, just pointing at things, like having the little HUD going, telling you what calories you need from various items in the store. You just have to see it. If you look at it as fuel
And if you look at your body as a very shitty car, and you look at quarantine as being on a road trip where all the gas stations have bad bathrooms, you have to just put as little inside yourself as you possibly can, So it really, if my kids have something open, I go and take my tax. This is for Judas or whatever the Bible thing is. I don't know, I'm not a big Bible guy. The only Bible experience I have is from, of course, Hiram's Tavern. I go in there, they've got sort of the pages on the wall, which maybe is sacrilegious, but maybe it's a fake Bible. Who knows? They're having fun over there. But
yeah,
they got the menus on the stone tablets.
Yeah, they have a cocktail called the Burning Bush that's on fire. It's all we all understand.
The concept is actually coming together, I think, in a nice way.
Yeah. It's
Thou shalt tip your server at least 15%.
Yeah, that's great. There's so much you could do with this. I actually, you know what? If I had not seen all of Bar Rescue multiple times, I would have said this has happened before, because it's really staggering that it hasn't. He's done everything else. He's done the one I watched recently was. And now it's time for me to talk about Bar Rescue. The one I watched recently was he did
a fellow show on our network of Paramount where we
that's right,
criticize movies.
Yeah, that's so I'm not going to say anything bad about the show. Obviously, I don't want you to
sure, of course, yeah, keep it.
It's the one I saw recently was he turned it into the place was a real shithole beforehand, and he turned it into a speakeasy concept where the front part of it looked like a laundromat. And then in the back was like sort of the actual bar with 1920s style theming or whatever. But if he's getting to the point where he's saying these bars have now false laundromat fronts, I think we're in the ballpark of Bible Bar. I think we're getting pretty close.
I mean,
fake front in the back, man. That is
false laundromat is really annoying to me, because if it were a real laundromat with a bar in the back, that would be rad. Why do a fake one?
Right.
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
That's classic what people picture about New York that they hate. That's real. I can think of at least two that I've been to. One was the front is a fake pawn shop. I can't remember what the other one was. A fake barber shop, I think, was the other one. So this is yeah.
Bar Rescue turned a bar in Austin when I lived there that I used to go to. They turned it into a steampunk themed bar called Metal and Lace, and they just put gears.
Shit,
have you seen that one, Jesse?
Well, I've seen them all, so I've definitely seen Metal and Lace.
Was it one of them? Then I've seen it. Yes.
They just put gears on the wall and painted it red, and it sucked.
It is closed, so that if that brings you any comfort,
it is closed.
It did close.
It did not last long after the rebrand.
Where was the laundromat bar? Because I feel like Bar Rescue sometimes does that thing that's sort of like when what Queer Eye would do, where they go to someone who lives in a small town in Michigan, and then they're like, did you a makeover? And it's you also can't just be the lady in this knee-length Tom Ford camel coat in Ypsilanti, Michigan. This is also not really
the area is not cosmopolitan enough for this. This is too weird. Yeah.
Well, this was in Layton, Utah, so I'm pretty sure they're doing just fine.
It may have been actually illegal. Maybe an actual speakeasy. So there you go. That's over there.
Yeah, Utah. Who knows? But yeah, let's get
Hiram's
Tavern
warrant out for
started.
Taffer.
Hiram's Tavern. It could be kind of like a Cracker Barrel, but with less weird religious overtones. Could do that.
It's campy, Jesus riding a dinosaur. We'll get that in there, right? We'll
Yeah.
You people love this stuff, don't you? Just holding up the Bible, waving it around while they all cheer. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I feel like Hiram's Tavern is clearly one of those restaurants that's in the shell of another failed business.
Oh,
so
it's
it's
an
obviously
old Pizza Hut.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those. It's like a Wendy's and they didn't get rid of Wendy on the sign. They're just Hiram's Burgers.
There's a karaoke bar in Austin that I used to go to. First of all, it has one of my favorite karaoke bar names ever. It's called Bout Time 2. I don't think there is still a Bout Time 1. I think it's the only one.
The second.
Bout Time 2, and it was in an old Fuddruckers, and they still had the burger doorknobs. And I just thought, if you're going to keep one thing from a Fuddruckers, you should definitely keep the burger doorknobs.
The burger doorknob.
About time too. Love it.
A town over from where I grew up, there was an IHOP that closed, and it was the way the IHOPs have the really high tinted roofs or whatever.
Yep.
And then
unmistakable.
Then it became a nail place. So you
That
go get
seems
your
right.
nails done at the IHOP building. It's like, okay.
Okay.
Now, what are we going to knock it down? I don't think so. We'll just pay the rent. Whatever.
This
Yeah.
valuable building. Yeah.
Should we keep going?
Let's do it.
Let's move it. Let's go.
All right, number one.
Number one, this story comes to us from Italy, birthplace of many What a Time to Be Alive stories. And now I lost it. Okay, here it is.
A country
So-
really feels good to kick while they're down right now.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
just
Really the right people to be doing jokes on at this point. First of all, this story comes from a website called commercialdroneprofessional.com. So
Yeah. That's
I
my
don't
website,
know-
actually.
do you own it? You're an administrator?
Yeah. Thank you for.
That's my homepage on Safari. Yeah.
Yeah.
I made it in
It's
GeoCities.
only on
Do you
Safari
like it?
though, the one I don't open ever. It's my homepage on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Commercial Drone Professional, I guess just your number one place for drone news, commercial drones specifically. They have a story about a mayor in Italy who has taken a very interesting approach to enforcing coronavirus lockdowns. This happened in a town called Messina. He I don't know if this is his drone or like a municipal purchase, but there is a drone flying around with speakers and a camera attached to it, and the mayor is apparently operating this and just screaming profanities at anybody the drone encounters and telling them to go back inside.
Wow.
Anyone
And,
that's out.
It's very good. It's literally, like, there's a video, and it's literally just him yelling, like, what the fuck are you doing? Go home.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
But if you can catch the drone, there is a pizza inside. Like the other robot. Just gotta be able to trap it.
Once you go inside, it drops the pizza. There's a little parachute, and then you can grab it.
The pizza is the parachute. It just floats down, you know?
In Italy, some of the pizza they have over there, it probably fucking would be a fucking parachute the way they make their pizza. You ever had a pizza from over there, for crying out loud? Where's the sauce? You know?
Okay. Yeah, this is
here we go.
Sauce. It's not even round. Fucking
this-
bullshit.
the new character, the guy who got breadsticks in Italy and thought it was their pizza. No sauce? They're long? They keep bringing them to your table? I don't understand.
This guy went to Olive Garden in Italy somehow. That's what this sounds like.
we did in school. I've been with my wife for a long time, and we were both on a school trip to Italy. So we went to Italy, and it's actually very similar to the film Spider-Man: Far From Home, which I just watched for the first time last night. I'm of course the charismatic star, and. She's
The
sort
Green
of
Goblin, yes.
Yeah, that's right. My wife was and is sort of a finicky eater, and so she had a hard time finding stuff to eat. And she says that the only meal she ever really liked over there was we stopped at like the equivalent of like a corner store somewhere, and she got one of the pizzas that. I mean, to me, looks like a pizza you would get at what I assume 7-Eleven has, you know, or some, you know, like equivalent of that, where it's like
The little
like
pizzettas, they have like the little mini ones, right?
yeah, and it's just like sitting under a hot lamp, like in a case, and you know, she got like a chocolate milk or something, you know, just whatever the fuck, like just the most basic shit that you could possibly get, and she loved that little pizza, but you know, you go to the place with the guy flipping it up, and you know the all the little leaves and stuff they put on there or whatever, you know, that's like a whole different story, I guess.
Yeah. Those
They have
Italian
shit
ones.
food there too. They have shitty food, you know.
They do.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Get those leaves off my pizza, though. For real. Don't
Thank
put leaves on
you.
my pizza. That's not what I want.
They,
That's, I mean, like,
Oh, so they do a thing in Italy. So, because I was over there for an art school thing, like there's went over an exchange student thingy with like a art school in Italy in Florence, and they have these things there where if you go to certain bars, they have a deal where they're like, if you're having drinks at your bar, they kind of have like a spread of like nibbly shit, and it works.
Is that the term?
Sure.
Yeah, sure, whatever it is. I was gonna say nibbles, but then I was like, I can't. It's like straight up out of my mom.
Nibbles.
But it's such a But like it works in Italy because people aren't fat pigs, and so like people just actually do. But then all the students from America would come, and we were like, "This is free dinner," and so they were like, "What a nice thing we're doing for people who come to our bar. They can have a little snack as they have a drink." And then I come in as a 250-pound fucking fat idiot, and then I get a drink and eat like a pound of mussels, and then go home and throw up. So it's like a good setup that they have there.
Oh, wow.
The next day, there's a closed sign on the place.
Yeah, with like a cartoon of my face. It's like closed.
He ate us out of house and home. Yeah, I mean, I was there for a little
Out
while.
of business.
Yeah.
I was there for a little while too, and it's like they have like the bars where it's like, because Florence is a very like, I mean, it's very aware that it's like the most accessible kind of place, you know, like
Yeah, it's
like
super
everyone
American.
speaks
Super
English,
touristy,
and
yeah.
it's like, and so they just have like they funnel all like the Americans to like the hog pit bars where it's like just go be scumbags here, like stay away from the real places. You know, just go. Yes, great deal. Unlimited wine for €20, you know, and a free pizza or whatever. And they just throw the slop down, and you know, it's like this is so sophisticated, you know, and good for them, I say.
I'm just trying to imagine what the Florence version of like the Senor Frog's like novelty beer glass is. Like, what is the tourist Florence
Like
version of that?
any beer that's not Italian, it feels like they do have pubs there. Like you can go.
I'm just thinking, like, what's the Italian? So it's like a wine, like some kind of wine glass that's
Well,
like
the whole country is shaped like a boot. I mean, not having it not in a boot seems like a miss, right?
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, you could put it in a boot. You could do like a grappa luge or something, like
Oh my
some kind
God.
of like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I remember there being like places that you'd go to like fill up your jug of wine from like a big barrel. I feel like that was something that probably
That sounds great.
was aimed
That does
at
sound
tourists.
nice.
It was not
I
bad.
want that. I want to go to the town square and fill up my wine growler from a pump.
Yeah, you're gonna get shit on by pigeons. There's like 1 billion pigeons, and they go absolutely nuts because they're all eating little pizzas and drinking chocolate milk, just making a mess of things.
They're all just curling their wings somehow, doing the little Mamma Mia hand thing.
Yeah,
And
Yeah, they're doing. What did we had a name for these on the podcast? What did we call this? That motion? I want to say
Mamma Mia
Mario
hands.
hands.
Mamma Mia
No, it was-
hands.
it was
Mamma Mia
Mia
hands. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, being kind to Italy in their time of
In their
distress.
time of need.
Yeah,
Look,
a series of
I think this mayor is awesome. I feel like somebody put together a video compilation of screaming Italian mayors, and it was very good.
yeah,
Just them yelling at their citizens to stay home.
yeah. I hope that 1 or 2 people thinks that is the mayor, that the little drone is now the mayor.
I didn't vote
What?
for this guy. What is that? I didn't vote for this. This bucket of bolts.
Yeah, going into the polling place, being like, so my selections are yes, and robot mayor.
Swearing drone.
Shelby just posted a picture of Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez doing Mamma Mia hands in the chat.
She's making a very funny face too. It's a good
Wow,
picture.
she's really leaning into it there, huh?
She really
Yeah.
is.
Well, I
doing
look
a
forward
ton-
to the right-wing meme version of this. Whatever.
Yeah, we
that's
can't
Yeah,
let
it
this picture get out.
Yeah.
It's that guy's gonna make his little kid. Remember that? There's like the mini AOC. It's like the guy who like frog marches his kid in front of the camera. And it's like Twitter wants to ban me. I'm doing this because my dad says it's good, but also
Yeah.
I like politics. It's like great. You should be thrown in jail for this.
Just like dressing my kid up like Darth Vader, even though he's never seen Star Wars. Being like, no, those Funko Pops are mine. He has his own that he can play with.
Son, one day you'll understand what Reddit gold is.
Yeah. Just
It's a golden age for Funko Pops because you can't get away from them. You know, they're always with them now. You know, as much
Yeah.
and a lot of times you got them around your stuff at home, and then you have to go to work and you don't get to see them. But now they're just there all the time. You know,
No,
Is that
no,
what
no.
people do with Funko Pops. I don't know how this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in the somewhat reverse situation, I'm very I miss my desk tchotchkes now. I haven't seen
There
them
you
in
go.
so long.
yeah.
That's what those are. They're decoration, right? So you do it. It's really Funko Pops are no less valid than any other type of collectible or tchotchke. Yeah. I mean, let's get serious
classism.
Here.
I do have this Billy Joel in an Islanders jersey at the piano that Eli gave me.
Oh yeah.
This is my Funko Pop.
That was really fun. When I went to that island, or no, what did I? Yeah, I went to a Rangers
it was an Islanders game, right?
No, it was a Rangers game, but I think they had Islanders stuff. It was
just
clearly
on clearance.
No, it was leftovers because I went with somebody who knew somebody who worked in the stadium, so we got like wristbands or whatever, and they were like, "We're going to give you gifts," but it was clearly like gifts they didn't run out of because I had a choice. They were like, "Do you want a Captain America or do you want Billy Joel playing a piano standing on a hockey puck?"
Who in their right mind is not going to say Billy Joel? That is so much more interesting than Captain America.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I just wish
just crashing this thing into a house in the Hamptons. A little DUI on the puck. It's
yeah. I just wish I'd had to empty my pockets, because the game was earlier, and the Billy Joel bobblehead came in a big ass box, and I couldn't carry that around with me, so I had to free him from the box, and then I had just a loose Billy Joel bobblehead of him playing piano in an Islanders uniform on a hockey puck, and I wish I'd had to empty my pocket going into a bar or something, and be like, "Oh yeah, sorry." I thought I left this at home.
The spring tension, because you don't want to mess up the bobble. If you pull it too much, it might. So you did this good work.
Yeah, got to be very careful. Brace his head like a baby. You have to.
Yeah, Jesse, what do you got? What do you got on your rig there? You got any Funkos there? I'm detecting maybe there might be one or two. Any of the YKS guys there or no?
Custom Funko of yourself at all?
Well, look, look. I do. People have sent me Funko Pops as a joke, and I do have a couple. I've got.
It's got a Pickle Rick.
I've got the guy from One Punch Man, Lord Boros. He's sort of the bad guy in season 1 of One Punch Man that somebody sent to me, knowing that I didn't like Funko Pops, but knowing that I liked One Punch Man, so it kind of puts me in a tough spot there. And then,
the non-human ones are much more palatable than the ones that are attempting to be a human.
Agreed, which is why I love this Ronald Reagan one someone sent us so much. So,
oh no.
Yeah. Good slam on that dead guy.
Yeah,
we got him.
That's the even worse part is that's part of his series, because I'm pretty sure they're like Funko Politics, and then they have like Hillary Clinton and Ronald Reagan.
Did you see the Mayor Pete one? Someone got a custom Mayor Pete one.
Oh my god,
horrifying! I think they had a Mayor Pete and a Mayor Pete's husband. Like they had a set that they made.
Sure.
Are you guys talking about Chasten?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's pronounced Chasten, which is wild to me.
Surely not. That can't be right.
I'm trying.
Doesn't seem right.
To find out if there
I think I heard Pete say it in his speech. That's why. I mean, I'm not just making it up.
I'm doing some quick research to find out if there is an FDR Funko Pop that's in a wheelchair. So if you could give me a moment.
All right.
It seems like maybe no. It seems like they might have dodged that one.
What? Let me see. Funko Politics. We should probably end this episode, but I am very curious about this.
Are there two different? Are there two different non-consecutive Grover Cleveland Funko Pops, or they just have the one?
What would be the reason for making one Funko Pop of a president and not the other? It can't possibly be. We think this one will sell less. What? Like
they don't think it's tasteful.
The modifications they make to the molds. I mean,
I do not believe there is a Franklin Pierce.
Why wouldn't there be? Why
there should be? If you're gonna do presidents, you should do all the presidents. Like there aren't that many.
All. Because the people that you get that will buy the entire set to have one of the shitty presidents, that's going to pick up the slack.
I googled.
That's free money.
I googled Jonas Salk Funko Pop. No results, but it did give me the Hulk coming out of the Iron Man suit. So that's, I guess, the closest thing they have to offer.
Spiritually very similar, yeah.
Yeah, I would put those together.
Yeah. I'm just typing in different Spiro Agnew Funko Pop. Let's check it out.
Famous scientist. Bruce Banner is a scientist, I guess is the
Is
that the logical framework connecting those things?
I think that's right.
We've cracked Google's famous algorithm. Oh, there's
there is not an Elon Musk Funko Pop, which surprises
That's
me.
surprising to me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out like a William Henry Harrison Funko Pop, but it's only on sale for like 30 days.
Right. There is an Elon Musk Funko Pop, but we just don't have access to it. He just has it in his office.
This is an incredibly weird one to me. Now I'm just looking.
He bought
at
the
Funko
mold.
Pops.
Yeah.
Is that there's a Jean-Michel Basquiat Funko Pop, and I'm just what is the overlap? Who is the person who really loves the artwork of Jean-Michel Basquiat and Funko Pops?
Basquiat is well known enough that he's on
really
T-shirts and stuff. Like I could see there being some overlap there.
But not for his appearance though, right? I'm sure he was a nice looking fella, but that wasn't like the main. That wasn't like the thing about him is like what he looked like, right?
For sure, yeah.
It's just weird to me that they're like trying to get into the fine art crowd with Funko Pops.
Right, like does he have like he has like the hair, right? So it's like is he like is that Killmonger from Black Panther? It's like no, it's actually
right.
Jean-Michel Basquiat. Oh, okay, cool, man. All right, well,
what are the other ones in the art series? Is Van Gogh with no ear? That's kind of like a fun thing they could. Maybe the ear is like on the floor of the platform. Do they have platforms?
Yeah, you get an accessory. You get the ear as an accessory. I bet there's a Van Gogh. I bet there's a Warhol.
There should be a Van Gogh.
There's probably a Frida Kahlo.
For sure.
Oh wow!
I see Bob Ross.
Sure.
No, why? Sure.
There is a Van Gogh. He has both ears though.
Is there a Thomas Kincaid?
I'm seeing Keith Haring.
I would maybe buy a
Da
Thomas
Vinci.
Kincaid Funko Pop just for like the distillation of like weird pop art shit that would be.
It's maybe more on the nose than the Warhol one.
But what did you learn about yourself in this exercise? It's that it would be very easy to fall into the trap of being the person who determines which Funko Pop should be made, and it's also very simple to do. You just say whatever you want, and then somebody squirts some plastic in like a piece of metal, and then we get this dumbass piece of shit. It's so easy. It's incredible.
Yeah, I work quality control at the Funko Pop factory.
We gotta send the MP3 of this to Funko.
Yeah,
we'll all get hired.
They come out of the machine, and I make sure they look like shit. I make sure that they creep me out.
Just looking like I Love Lucy when it's just like going down the thing.
He's trying to put them all in his mouth somehow.
Yeah, there's a jam, and you have to eat all the Funko Pops. Of course. All right. Well, shall we end this episode?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's free up. You got any Easter stuff going on, Jesse? Or is that already done?
Well, yeah, we did. We did feel like our hands were kind of forced here with the quarantine to reckon with the reality of the Easter Bunny not being, completely like a real thing. So we kind of had to pull back the curtain a little bit and go Wizard of Oz style on the kids and kind of let them know, hey, he's not going to be able to make it, and just hoping they didn't make the jump to the more important stuff being fake. So, and they didn't. So that was good, and we just said, hey, we'll have our own egg hunt around the house, which we did. It was raining anyway, so we were indoors. We got them Animal Crossing, so I look forward to them like posting on Twitter about it nonstop with all the other 35-year-olds doing that.
Yeah.
So I think it's a success, and I think we can. I think being able to drop this facade will actually. I think that's actually good for the family, And my kid said, this is kind of fucked up, but my kid did say, she was like, it's okay that the Easter Bunny's not real because really the whole point of Easter is that we get to spend time with the family, and we're like, that's what, sweetheart, that is really sweet. That's really sweet that you said that. And she's like, I'm actually glad the coronavirus is here.
Oh no.
I was like, let's step it back a little bit. Like, don't we love you and everything, but it's still not good.
Quick break bump.
Yeah. So you got any plugs you want to do before we send everyone off here? Oh hell yeah.
Well, hell, the same shit you said at the start. I feel bad now. I made fun of how easy the Funko Pop guy's job is, and now I'm like being put on the stand for how easy my job is. Well, I'm a podcaster and video game streamer, which is really hard. So yeah, if you would like to listen to Your Kickstarter Sucks, please do it. it's what I don't listen to it, but I think someone probably should. And the Go Off King stream as well. You can find us on Twitch, and we like to go on there. And we're not doing Animal Crossing. We're doing all the other stuff. So that's what I'm doing over break. And for the rest of my life, I think.
That's
well,
right.
Cool. Thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. It was fun.
Man. All right, we'll talk to you soon. And stay safe, everybody. Thanks for subscribing. And, we'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.